as a Nigerian who have served in the armed forces and, of course, been retired, at the level I did, it would be inappropriate if I see what is going wrong and I do not speak against it. And so it's for that context, I would say that the Banex Plaza incident is a very sad one. Sad one in the sense that when you see a soldier in uniform, whether armed or not, you raise your hand against that individual. Besides being a soldier, even any uniformed person, for as long as he's an agent of the state, any attack on him is an attack on the state. And so every Nigerian of goodwill must condemn such acts. And so for me, I join to support the closure of Banex Plaza for as long as it takes to have everyone that is responsible for that dastardly act to be brought to justice. This is because if we fail to do so, then of course we'll be calling for anarchy. The only men who have sacrificed or who are sacrificing their lives to ensure our collective good are members of the armed forces and of course the police and other security agencies. So if on a slight provocation they are now attacked, to the extent, if not for the policemen and some other private individuals who rescue those, who have been looking at in Okwama too, which of course does not speak good to us. So I think that, and that's where I also want to, appreciate, what the media is doing. But I think that you need to put the context in setting the agenda for the discussion. It must be to the extent that the populace need to be reconscientized to understand the place of national security and the responsibility of each and every one of us in preserving the sanctity of our various establishments that that seek to make us live in a very good environment.
Okay, General Irabor, I'm excited that you're here, and it's good that you've been able to say that this is more or less like an attack to the Nigerian state.
Correct.
But the pain here is that sometimes, in as much as you try so hard to push that narrative which you just brought in as the media, you get some form of pushback or some kind of reluctance from the army or from the armed forces. So how do you help in that narrative of saying, look, this is our own institution, this is our country, this is our pride. Whoever you are, you don't touch one of those that have, because there are rules. But the military-civil relations affairs, civil-military affairs, and even the media of the armed forces have been mute in this case. Until now, in your personal capacity, you're here to talk.
Well, first and foremost, it might not be right or correct to say that the members of the armed forces are mute. Why? Because they are not, whatever job the members of the armed forces, whatever job they do, it's not on their behalf. It's on behalf of the state. So they are only an agent of state. So they ought not to speak for themselves. The state itself should speak for them. But you see, most times you find that they receive, the bashing, and it's on that account that perhaps we now have, the public relations personnel to perhaps situate it. Look at the statement that was put forward by the Army Public Relations Officer today. That is quite mild in my view, very mild. I think that it should be much harder than that, not necessarily from the army, but actually from the appropriate agency of government to be able to speak against such dastardly acts.